Welcome to Hollywood Impact. My name is Eric Grubbs, and with me, as always, my main man, Christian McCright.
Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time it is that you're listening to this. However you may be listening to this, thank you so much for joining us.
So today, in honor of Mother's Day, Christian and I are going to list our top 3 favorite TV and movie moms.
Correct.
So this should be good.
All right. So who's going to start this?
Why don't you start it for once in your life?
I make you start everything. Yeah, so that's fair.
This kind of feels like a draft, but I don't think we'll have anything in common.
Well, we may.
Let's see. Go ahead.
Number 3 is, I consider her to be a mom character.
Oh my gosh.
But this is Aunt May from the recent Spider-Man movies from the MCU.
Okay, which Aunt May?
Huh?
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
From which Spider-Man?
From the recent MCU one. So, like,
So
No Way
Marissa Tomei.
Home. Yeah, her.
Okay, so the hot one.
Wow. Okay.
You're going with the
Right
hot Aunt May. Okay.
She is such a sweet character. Her reaction, I love that she finds out that that Peter is Spider-Man at the end of the first one, like through the end credit scene.
Yeah.
And in the second movie, and they're on, like, she's trying to, like, support him and trying to, like, help him do all this stuff, but all the while she's still trying to be like his mom. She's not so caught up into, like, his, like, superhero-ness. She has the same consistent goal of treating people right and doing the right thing.
Yeah. And
I love that in No Way Home, she is the person who is like her version of Uncle Ben. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, with great power comes great responsibility. I love that she's the person.
She's the one doing that instead of Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I thought it was so sweet. I thought it was really well placed. She's easily likable. Her fling with Happy Hogan is so funny. The second Spider-Man movie, the Far From Home, is not like the best Spider-Man film, but I thought that all of that stuff was really funny.
Yeah.
But no, she just has so many good qualities that I think that even through all, like, the trouble and all the stuff that certainly that they go through and she goes through in the last movie, she sticks to her guns all the way through. She's very consistent, and I just think that she is a great character.
That's a solid pick, Christian.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
Wow, I'm like blushing now. I'm proud.
Okay, so my first, I don't have mine ranked in any kind of order.
Okay.
But I'm going back to the 80s.
Okay.
And we're going TV.
Okay.
Claire Huxtable.
Claire Huxtable.
Played by Felicia Rashad in The Cosby Show. Tell me you've seen The Cosby Show.
A long time ago. That used to be on, I used to come home from school.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be on TV at my grandparents' house.
Oh, she's absolutely the best. I just love that show. Back the 80s sitcoms were, like, so good. Mm-hmm. And it was just like must-watch TV.
It was way different than it is now.
Oh, so different. Sure. But like the Cosby Show, the intro to the show was different every year. Mm-hmm. So you would look forward to see, like, what kind of, like, dance number are they going to do?
Yep.
And it was just such an iconic show. And Felicia Rashad, she's got that. She's got that hot 80s mom vibe, dude.
Wow.
She's so good. But now we can't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
I tried to search, like, where can I stream this? I could find it on Prime for, like, $2.99 an episode or something.
An episode?
Like, who's going to do that?
Nobody. No one's going to do that.
But I would like to do an impression, if you don't mind. I'd like to do my Bill Cosby impression for the audience.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So this is my impression of Bill Cosby introducing his kids and just kind of going and explaining why we can't watch his show anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got Rudy and Vanessa and Sandra and Denise is over at Hillman, and my son Theo and my wife, her name's Claire, and there's the very good reason why you can't watch my show anymore.
Yeah.
And I like to take the pudding pops and I take a pill.
Oh my gosh.
And I put the pill inside the pudding pop, and then that's why you can't watch my show.
And that's why you can't watch it.
That's why you can't watch it.
That was actually really good.
I think it's good.
I thought that, no. I mean, like, that was a good impression of a horrible person.
It's actually an impression of Eddie Murphy doing an impression of Bill Cosby.
Fair enough.
I'm proud of it.
Either way you slice it, tomato.
Yeah.
No, that's a very interesting pick. I actually didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for my Gen Xers out there, guys. I got you covered.
All right, so I'm going to go into my number 2, and it's going to be Catelyn Stark from Game of Thrones. So this is the only one on my list that's from TV, but you haven't seen too much of Game of Thrones.
No, was she Ned Stark's wife?
She is.
I know a little bit, but okay.
Yeah. So she is one of the most honest characters I've ever seen. She is never afraid to say exactly what's on her mind. She reminds me of my own mom. Hi, Mom. If you're watching this, I love you. She is like, if something, if she feels that something is not right or that someone's doing something wrong, she's not afraid to go out of her own way against what everyone else says to do the right thing. And I think that that's super great. You know, even if her husband wouldn't approve of it, even if her kids wouldn't approve of it, whatever, she didn't care because, and she kind of, in the first 3 seasons, she kind of goes on her own quest to kind of like avenge her kids because, well, first of all, spoiler alert, her husband dies in season 1. So this is a pretty standard thing. Yeah. This is a pretty standard thing. So, and it's pretty much all downhill from there. But as time goes on, like she loves her kids very much, but she has a problem with one of the main characters, and that's Jon Snow. And the reasoning why is, you'll find out in the first episode if you watch it, he is not her kid. The show purports it to be that Ned went off on some war mission and shacked up with some girl and brought John back home. And ever since then, she just hated that kid because she was like, because she says, and she's regretful for it. And that's one of the best scenes in Game of Thrones, like character-wise, is she sits down and says, maybe all the bad things are happening to me because I could not love a motherless child. And it was so sad. And I'm getting like heartfelt just talking about it because she thought that kid was just a reminder of how her husband had an affair. And she just could not love this kid.
Couldn't get over it.
Even though the kid was the sweetest, he's like the main character of Game of Thrones, sweet to everybody, she couldn't get over it. And so over time, you see her, show her love for all of her kids, good or bad. But I love that she comes to terms with her own responsibility and her own mistakes as a mother. And I think that's so inspirational.
I did see the first season of Game of Thrones, so I am familiar with her.
Okay.
So I'm familiar with her, and she was kind of did stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
With some of that cast, she seemed very strong and just,
she's very headstrong.
Yeah.
Very like, I'm going to do this regardless. And I think that's super cool. So anyways, that's my second pick.
That's another solid pick, Christian.
Thank you.
2 for 2, bud.
2 for 2. Let's go.
My second mom, Tammy Taylor from Friday Night Lights, played by Connie Britton.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Friday Night, nothing. I was just thinking about Jesse Plemons from Friday. Anyways.
No, Friday Night Lights is one of my favorite sports TV shows of all time. It's a solid movie, and she is so good in it. And it does not hurt that she is another hot mom.
Wow.
At all. Let's just be honest. I mean, she is. But she's got, this Texas drawl kind of thing. She's like, hey, y'all, you ready to go? I'm like, yes.
Are you into this?
Yes, I'm ready.
You're like Southern accent, check the box.
Well, for those of you that don't know, she does play the coach's wife. She's a counselor at the school and later becomes a principal. And if she was ever a counselor or a principal when I was in high school, I would have lots of problems that I would need to discuss.
You would be like, I'd love to be your personal project, that sort of.
But no, she plays like she does an outstanding job playing like a college, a football coach's wife. She does. It's just so good.
Yeah,
I really like her.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see what your number 1 is.
My number 1 will surprise you.
Okay,
you may not be familiar. We'll see. Go ahead.
We'll see. My number 1 is Helen Parr from The Incredibles. She is one of the first mom characters I ever attached myself to at all, because she's the rock of their family. The Incredibles is one of the best animated films of all time. And one of the reasons is the characters are just so good and so fleshed out. And I love that when Mr. Incredible like goes away, Helen has to stay behind. She kind of does like her own like mystery sort of thing. She takes care of the kids. Her relationship with the kids is just awesome. And she's just the rock solid foundation, the voice of reason for the whole family. And that's how I see my own mom. And so because of that, like, that's just super inspirational. Not only that, but I mean, she's badass. Let's be honest.
Who was the voice actor for her? Was it Holly Hunter? Do you know?
I think so.
She's got a cool voice.
Yeah, so very unique voice.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then in the second movie, she's like one of like the main characters basically, because she kind of goes and gets to do more like solo Elastigirl stuff, and I just think that she is such a great character because she's not just like a mom in a movie. Like, she is one of the main characters like of the Incredibles franchise, and without her you're missing a vital piece because she kind of keeps everyone in check. She keeps her kids in check, she keeps her husband in check, and so she's the glue that like holds everything together, and I think that's super inspirational. So that's my number one pick.
3 good picks, buddy.
Thank you.
My last pick from a show called Arrested Development. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've not.
The character's name is Lucille Bluth, played by Jessica Walter.
Okay, Jessica Walter.
She was also the voice actor for Sterling Archer's mom in Archer.
Okay, yeah.
This woman is the most savage and funniest moms of all time.
Really?
Now, if you haven't seen this show, and if the audience has not seen it, it is one of the most underappreciated shows of all time.
Really?
It came out probably early to mid 2000s on Fox. Critics loved it. People didn't watch it. It lasted about 3 seasons and then got canceled. And then Netflix picked it up. And it just wasn't the same after that.
Okay.
But those early episodes were just, the dialogue is just so witty and just, it's so good. Jason Bateman's in it. It's a Ron Howard, he's kind of like the narrator of it. But she's got so many just lines. Like, she's kind of an uppity matriarch of this family.
Yeah.
So there's one of my favorite ones is her and her daughter, Lindsay. They're starving. They can't get into the fancy restaurant that they normally go to. Okay. So they go to like some Denny's kind of place.
Okay.
And she places her order, and the waitress is like, plate or platter? She looks at the waitress and she's like, I don't understand the question and I refuse to answer it. And just the way she delivers it, I don't do it any justice at all.
Yeah, no,
but she's got some lines. She'll walk into the kitchen and she's like, yeah, I'll have a vodka rocks. Give me a vodka rocks. Mom, it's breakfast and a piece of toast.
Yeah.
And just stuff like that. The way she did it, rest in peace, Jessica Walter. You were absolutely phenomenal in that, and as the voice actor of Archer's mom. But that's my third pick.
I'll definitely have to check that one out.
It's really
funny.
good.
That sounds funny. Yeah. All right, so that is all of our picks.
That's our picks for Mother's Day. I do want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. I miss you every day. Happy Mother's Day to Christy.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom. Mom, you're, the rock of my life, basically, besides Jesus Christ and my wife, of course.
Guys, please like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think of this episode. Have some fun. Go see your mom. And until next time, we'll see you.